Sometimes small mistakes can lead to unexpected experiences. Welcome back to English Listening with Mai. Today's short story is about something that happens to many people in a new city: taking the wrong bus. Before we begin, do us a favor and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. This channel helps you improve your English naturally through calm stories, conversations, and listening immersion. Let's begin the story. It was early Monday morning. The streets were already busy. Cars moved slowly through traffic. People hurried along the sidewalks with coffee cups and backpacks. At the corner of Pine Street, a young woman stood at a bus stop studying a map on her phone. Her name was Maya Patel. Maya had moved to the city only 3 weeks earlier. She had recently started a new job at a design studio downtown. Every morning, she took the bus to work, but public transportation in a large city can be confusing, especially when you are still learning the routes. Maya looked up at the bus stop sign again. Several numbers were listed: 12, 13, 14. She checked her phone. Her route should be bus 18. But she had never taken the bus alone before. Until now, her roommate had usually traveled with her. Today, however, Maya had left the apartment earlier than usual. She wanted to arrive at work before an important meeting. A bus approached the stop. The digital sign on the front read, 18 downtown. Maya felt relieved. "That's mine," she said quietly to herself. The bus doors opened with a soft hiss. Several passengers stepped off. Maya climbed aboard and tapped her transit card. "Good morning," the driver said. "Morning," Maya replied. She walked down the aisle and found a seat near the middle of the bus. Outside the window, the city moved past in a blur of buildings, traffic lights, and pedestrians. Maya opened her phone again. She checked the map. The bus route seemed correct. But after several minutes, something felt strange. The bus turned onto a street she didn't recognize. Maya frowned slightly. "That's odd," she murmured. She zoomed in on the map. The route line on her phone showed the bus heading toward downtown, but the bus outside the window seemed to be traveling in the opposite direction. Maybe the map was wrong. Or maybe she was simply unfamiliar with this part of the city. Maya tried to relax. Sometimes buses take different streets depending on traffic. But after another 5 minutes, the surroundings looked even more unfamiliar. Instead of tall office buildings, there were now small houses and quiet residential streets. Maya's confusion grew. She looked around the bus. Most passengers seemed calm and comfortable, as if this route was completely normal. Finally, Maya leaned forward and spoke to the woman sitting across the aisle. "Excuse me," she said politely. "Yes?" the woman replied. "Does this bus go downtown?" The woman smiled. "Oh no," she said. "This one goes uptown." Maya blinked. "Uptown?" "Yes. You're on the 18 North route." Maya felt her stomach drop slightly. "But the sign said downtown." The woman nodded kindly. "There are 2 buses with the same number, 18 North and 18 South." Maya suddenly understood. She had boarded the wrong one. She laughed nervously. "Well, that explains everything." The woman chuckled. "It happens all the time." Maya looked back at the map on her phone. Her meeting was in less than an hour. If the bus continued going the wrong direction, she would be very late. "Where should I get off?" Maya asked. The woman pointed toward the front. "Probably the next stop. You can cross the street and catch the bus going the other way." Maya nodded gratefully. "Thank you." "No problem," the woman said. The bus slowed as it approached the next stop. Maya stood and walked toward the front door. The driver opened the doors. Maya stepped off the bus. The bus pulled away and disappeared down the street. Maya looked around. The neighborhood was quiet. Small houses, tree-lined sidewalks, a bakery on the corner. But she had never been here before, and she had no idea when the next bus would arrive. Maya checked her phone again. The transit app showed that the correct bus might come in 10 minutes, maybe 15. She sighed softly. "Well," she said to herself, "this morning is already becoming an adventure." But Maya didn't know yet that this wrong bus ride was about to lead her into a situation she never expected. Maya stood quietly at the bus stop. The street was calm compared to the busy downtown area she was used to seeing every morning. Tall trees lined both sides of the road. Their leaves moved gently in the cool morning air. A small bakery sat on the corner across the street. Warm light glowed through its windows. Maya checked the time on her phone again. She still had some time before her meeting, but not much. "Okay," she said quietly to herself. "Stay calm." She opened her transit app again. The correct bus should arrive in about 12 minutes. 12 minutes felt like a long time when you were already late. Maya looked up and down the street. There were only a few people walking nearby. An older man walking a dog, a cyclist riding slowly past, and someone sitting at the far end of the bus stop bench. Maya hadn't noticed him before. The man looked to be in his late 20s or early 30s. He was wearing a dark jacket and reading something on a tablet. Maya sat down at the opposite end of the bench. She took a deep breath and tried to relax. Mistakes happen, especially in a new city. The man glanced up briefly and smiled politely. "Missed your bus?" he asked. Maya laughed lightly. "Actually, I took the wrong one." He nodded. "Ah, that happens more often than you'd think." "You're not from around here, are you?" Maya shook her head. "I moved here about 3 weeks ago." The man smiled. "Welcome to the city." "Thanks," Maya said. "It's still a little confusing sometimes." "That's normal," he said. "This city has a lot of transportation routes. Even people who have lived here for years still make mistakes." Maya felt relieved hearing that. "At least I'm not the only one." The man laughed. "Definitely not." He closed his tablet and placed it beside him. "My name is Ethan, by the way." "Maya," she replied. "Nice to meet you." They shook hands briefly. "So where were you trying to go?" Ethan asked. "My office downtown," Maya said. "I have a meeting in about 40 minutes. Ethan glanced at the street and then back at her phone. "Which building?" Maya turned her phone so he could see the address. Ethan looked at it and smiled. "That's interesting." "Why?" Maya asked. "I work 2 buildings away from there." Maya blinked in surprise. "Really?" "Yes. And actually, he checked the time. I was just heading there too." Maya felt a small wave of hope. "Do you know a faster way to get there?" Ethan nodded. Probably. He pointed down the street. If we walk 2 blocks that way, there's another bus line. It runs more frequently, and it goes straight downtown. Maya looked surprised. My app didn't show that. Ethan shrugged. Transit apps are helpful. But sometimes local knowledge helps more. Maya laughed. I believe that now. They both stood up. The street felt brighter now that the clouds had begun to thin. Maya felt grateful she had started a conversation. Otherwise, she might still be waiting for the slower bus. They walked together down the sidewalk. So, what do you do? Ethan asked. I'm a graphic designer, Maya said. I just started at a design studio last week. That's great, Ethan said. I work in software development. Maya smiled. So we're both in creative fields. Exactly, Ethan said. Different tools, same problem solving. After a short walk, they reached another bus stop. This one looked slightly busier. Several people were already waiting. Ethan checked the sign. Perfect timing. The bus they needed would arrive in 3 minutes. Maya felt relieved. That's much better than 15. They waited together quietly for a moment. Then Maya looked at Ethan. You know, it's funny. What is? He asked. If I hadn't taken the wrong bus, I never would have ended up here. Ethan smiled. Sometimes mistakes lead to better routes. Just then, the bus appeared at the end of the street. The digital sign displayed 24 Downtown Express. Maya smiled. This looks promising. The bus stopped. The doors opened. Passengers stepped inside. Maya and Ethan found seats near the middle. The bus began moving quickly through the city streets. This route was faster, much faster. Within minutes, the buildings around them began to grow taller. The streets grew busier. Cars filled the intersections. Maya looked out the window with relief. They were finally heading in the right direction. But she didn't realize yet that the morning still had one more surprise waiting for her. Thank you for listening to today's story. Stories help improve your listening, vocabulary, and understanding of natural English. Before we finish, let's review a few useful words from today's story. Route, the path that transportation follows. Confusing, something difficult to understand. Frequently, happening often. Creative, involving imagination or new ideas. Mistake, an action that turns out to be wrong. Listening to stories helps you understand how these words appear in natural conversation. And sometimes, a small mistake can lead you exactly where you need to go. The bus moved quickly through the city streets. Maya looked out the window as tall buildings began to appear again. The quiet neighborhood they had just left was now far behind them. Traffic became heavier. Pedestrians crowded the sidewalks. The downtown area was coming closer. Maya felt relieved. Her meeting might still be possible after all. She checked the time again. 25 minutes. That should be enough. She turned toward Ethan. Thank you for showing me this bus route. Ethan shrugged lightly. No problem. Everyone needs help navigating a new city. Maya smiled. I definitely do. The bus stopped at a traffic light. Several passengers stepped on and off. The driver announced the next stop over the speaker. Central Avenue. Maya recognized the name. That's only a few blocks from my office. she said. Ethan nodded. Same for me. They sat quietly for a moment. The morning sunlight had begun to break through the clouds. Golden light reflected off the glass buildings around them. Then Maya noticed something. Ethan had opened his tablet again, but instead of reading news or emails, he was reviewing a presentation, charts, design diagrams, user interface layouts. Maya tilted her head slightly. That looks interesting. Ethan glanced up. Oh, it's a project proposal. For work? Maya studied the screen again. The designs looked surprisingly familiar. Clean lines, modern color palettes, creative branding ideas. What company do you work for? Maya asked. Ethan answered casually. Atlas Digital. Maya blinked. Atlas Digital? Yes. Maya stared at him in disbelief. That's the company my design studio is collaborating with. Ethan's eyes widened. Wait, really? Yes, Maya said. We're working on the visual branding for your new software platform. For a moment, they both looked at each other in surprise. Then Ethan laughed. Well, that's quite a coincidence. Maya laughed too. I was thinking the same thing. The bus turned onto a wide downtown avenue. Huge office towers surrounded them. The driver announced the next stop. Central Avenue, downtown. Maya stood. That's my stop. Ethan stood as well. Mine too. They stepped off the bus together. The city felt alive around them. People rushed between buildings. Coffee shops buzzed with activity. Cars honked impatiently at the busy intersection. Maya pointed toward a tall glass building across the street. That's my office. Ethan looked up, then he laughed again. That's my office too. Maya stared. You're joking. Nope. He pointed at the sign near the entrance. Atlas Digital Headquarters. Maya shook her head in disbelief. This morning just keeps getting stranger. They walked toward the entrance together. Inside the lobby, several employees were already gathering near the elevators. Maya checked the time again. 10 minutes before her meeting. Perfect timing. She turned toward Ethan. Well, I guess I'll see you in the meeting room. Ethan raised an eyebrow. Which meeting? The design strategy meeting. Ethan's smile grew wider. That's the presentation I'm giving. Maya laughed. So you're the developer leading the project. And you're the designer building the visual identity, Ethan replied. For a moment, they both stood there, smiling. Just 1 hour earlier, they had been strangers on a bus. Now they were co-workers about to collaborate on the same project. Maya shook her head. If I hadn't taken the wrong bus, Ethan finished the sentence. We might never have met. The elevator doors opened. They stepped inside along with several other employees. As the elevator rose toward the upper floors, Maya felt a sense of excitement. Sometimes the most stressful mornings turn into the most interesting stories. The elevator doors opened on the design floor. People moved quickly through the office hallways. The meeting room stood just ahead. Ethan gestured toward the door. Ready? Maya smiled. Ready. They walked into the room together. And although Maya had started the day worried about being late, she now realized something surprising. Taking the wrong bus had brought her exactly to the right place. Thank you for listening to today's story, Stories are a powerful way to improve your English listening. They help you learn vocabulary, sentence structure, and the natural rhythm of conversation. Before we finish, let's review a few useful words from today's story. Proposal, a plan or idea presented for discussion. Collaboration, working together with others. Coincidence, when two events happen unexpectedly at the same time. Project, a task or piece of work with a specific goal. Opportunity, a situation that makes something possible. Listening to stories regularly helps these words become natural and familiar. And sometimes, the wrong direction can lead you exactly where you were meant to go. If you enjoyed this story, you can like the video, save it, and try listening to it again later. Listening regularly helps you become more comfortable with natural English, real conversations, and everyday expressions. Learning English is not only about building vocabulary, it's also about understanding ideas, experiences, and stories through language. Play the lesson one more time and notice how much easier it feels. Until next time, this is English Listening with Mai. Listen more, understand more.